אוקיי, אני מצטער שבזמן האחרון אני עושה דברים שקטים כאלה, אבל כן, אוקיי. ברוכים השבים! again! יש לי גם עוד סדרה שאני יכול דווקא לסיים בקלות. שאני יכול להראות שאני יכול להראות בזמן הקרוב, בסוף בסוף. אבל זה כבר יהיה אחר כך. הפעם, בואו נחזור לחבר העתיק שלנו, danganronpa. יש עדכון קטן בסיפור שלי כשדר אם מישהו בודק את הערוץ. תקבלו על זה עדכונים בהמשך. ברגע לסיפור שלי כשדר. הפעם, אנחנו נמשיך בdanganronpa-THH Happy Havoc. אז פעם קודמת מישהו מת עוד פעם, אבל אני אומר ספציפית מישהו כי זה לא בטוח בנוגע למי זה יכול להיות. כאילו ביאקויה אומר שזה קיוקו, אבל מקול עולה בטוח שזה מוקורו, ובמונוקומה פייל אין שום מידע על זה. אז בדיוק התחלנו את האינבסטיגיישן במקום הזה, בגינה הגדולה הזאת. אז בואו נתחיל לחקור את הגופה. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Oh! What's that? Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. Is it like they're in the way of normal activity? Fake nails! Also, there's something in the back of the right hand. Is that a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it's a picture of a dog or something I've never seen before. Never seen like it before. Tattoo on the right hand! בחברה אצלי של הגינה, זה מרגיש. The upper half of the body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally black now. But the top half of the body is wet. Oh. That's because it got set on fire and I threw the water on it. If I only threw the water at the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Explore the body now. What about whole? The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. The body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it, which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? The white jacket the victim was wearing got totally burned up. There's only one little piece left. Oh my god, this thing's going okay. Upper half. כן, ככה בעצם הגופה הייתה ladies and gentlemen, אל תשאלו אותי. אני יכול לצאת, אוקיי. Step away from the dead body. זה מציק. הסכין. There's a knife laying on the ground. This? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown over here. The monitor said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean the knife is what caused the explosion? Either way, this knife looks very familiar. Wait, is this? That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. This is getting really weird. There's just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And the same knife was used to stop the same masked attacker we found here. So, maybe this masked person got stopped because when they attacked, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I was reacted by grabbing the knife. Maybe they... אוי, לא! אבל איך מקוטו לא התעורר אחרי זה, ואיך זה מסביר קיוקו אחר כך? And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. אוקיי. אז רגע, אני צריך לחשוב על זה רגע. אני יודע איך נמצאים במצב של האינבסטיגיישן, אבל... עדיף שאני אפנח פה את האינבסטיגיישן של YTKOG בכבודו בעצמו. אוקיי. אם זה היה מקודו, הוא זה שלקח את הסכין, דקר את קיוקו, אז איך בדיוק הגופה של קיוקו עברה לגינה? עם מקודו ישן, וכל אחד אחר היה בסוג של גארדיולי. מקודו. No. No, it can't be. There's no way! Knife at the crime scene! תודה רבה על האקספלויט שמצאתי לגמרי לבד. בסוף של הסרטון. I'm gonna do some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4. היה 5 קודם. What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here! Listen, do you remember how many chickens were you? There were in the... Look, there were precisely 5. היה 5, אבל עכשיו יש 4. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. And we're 1 short. That's so weird. I wonder when did this appear?
But...
I was down here before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens dead.
What?
From 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore here and focus the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could be related to the case. Chicken coop chickens. אם הייתי יכול להחליט על עוד משהו שבו היה יכול להיות אבידנס, לפני שנתחיל לשאול את 4 האלה, בואו נלך לשד קודם. Just to be sure, I need to take a look at the situation. In other words, a pretty stereotypical culture. Is this tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime, while the underside is still like clean and completely dry. One side of that tarp is wet and dirty. Something about the bottom. A tarp has been added to the tubeless. That's one thing in here that concerns me. I got one thing! What's that? Overview up down to the clues hidden in the fertilizer. Mana tokens! מה אתה עושה עכשיו? תודה לך תסיק על הפיקקס. Tools have nothing to do with the case. There's something from... Okay. The same thing that was on the back of Mondo's coat. This pickaxe is connected to Mondo somehow. It's definitely intriguing, but that's not the time to worry about it. This photo has nothing to do with the case. I don't think it has anything to do with the mystery corpse. אז זהו, אוקיי, צריך את הפטור! ייי! let's see. אני לא יכולה לציין פה, זה באמת אני חייב לשאול אנשים קצת אותו. נתחיל עם יאקויה. Good timing, Makoto. I want to start explain. What do you want to talk about?
So in
I'd
other
like to hear
words,
your alibi. My alibi?
in other words,
Correct. I would love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Oh, well, I was sick, so I fell sick all night. But why are you asking that now? What's nighttime got to do with it?
naturally.
Isn't obvious. This matter took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone, so I could tell them about Monokuma. He was been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I'm getting feeling here with you. I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words,
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Ina, and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Ina's rooms to get there. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have an airtight alibis. The only ones who didn't have alibis, Kyoko.
that's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one with an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
You never came to the door. So, where precisely were you? Telling you the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I have fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, but now, you seem to be quite at a disadvantage here. I'm the only one with an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Byakuya's account. Okay. What about the... Who does the party belong to? I wanna say more. Useless! Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how body was before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, there was a nice sticky out of the stomach, and the area was stained in blood. Apparently, the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. The Yakuya said to not touch it to avoid all bloody. It will not be all bloody. But for now, for how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any of the ground around. Okay. No, thanks. That was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. We're having to talk about it. Because that helped me remember it a lot too. So thank you too. Body before the explosion. Actually not here. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, yeah.
You're serious.
Oh, well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back to what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. But it wasn't after woke me up at 7 a.m. as usual, and I headed to the dining hall to the soup. As I got there, I met up with Tina. That was right around 7:30. And then I headed to the gym where everyone else was. Next, Coco went to get the big hacks, and that's when she found the body. What was it then? Now then, Coco, what are you doing? The gym was just before 9 o'clock. so good in the dark now. That's right. It had to be right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Oh, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job done. That's a pretty small job. When the body was found. Oh! These look like fragments inside. They're all burned, so I can't really care about. I think I've seen somebody before. Where? Wait, there? I'll double check that later. Fragments killed that body. Stick the now. Oh. The fragment. Oh, your mama, is it? Somewhere else. Oh, hold on. So it's been what started on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then if the body wasn't here before, then the sprinkles would have gotten wet. Which means the murder must have taken place. Sprinklers! I think I checked every in this area. Myself! But I'm not done yet. There are other areas in check. Specifically, the fragment I found before. There's somewhere where I need to go in order to confirm my suspicion. And I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that called Kyoko? If that's true. Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko's never the kind of person to talk about herself that much. Maybe if I can get to into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But to keep her room...
It's all clear now.
Oh, simply, it will be your option. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity.
What?
My options?
Just give up.
Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. I'll see. I have to see if you'll let me borrow her room. Byakuya! Hey, Byakuya! If you come up with an alibi, I'll be happy to do it. Later, at the class start. Oh, no, it's not that. You have to get to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping if I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect, after all.
What?
Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I should look around elsewhere. Maybe I can check out that one area. לאיזה מקום אני צריך ללכת? אני בודק במקומות פרטים. המכון? מה לזה יש פה? No one like this one I figured it was
You know?
I just found something. What is it? It's...
Huh?
It's what? A bomb. There's one student. Everyone at corner about it. A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about that. The fragments I found in the garden. היו קשורים למונוקומה! Okay, I checked everything else I can think of. All that's left now is Kyoko. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. אבל הוא לא נמצא אותה בגרדן. איפה Byakuya עכשיו? נראה לי כולם בגרדן? Yep. You think you can go soon, Bio?
Let's go.
You want to check Shikyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Oh, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him. On my way to the doors. אוקיי, אני צריך להשתיק, אני כבר חוזר. אוקיי, חזרתי. כמה לקראת רגע להיות ביד אחת. בוא נלך חדר של קיוקו. I can't allow it myself and just Byakuya. Well then, here we go. Becca took out the key and slid into the keyhole, and then, and it's open. Looks like it thanks. So, this is Kyoto's room. Huh. There's something on the table. Window decoration.
What?
What's that? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably the lockers are those really traditional public bathhouses. Use them for the lockers. I don't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. It doesn't really surprise me. It's not a picture of Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly
But
possible.
if it is a key, I think I might know where it unlocks. Wait, what? Unless I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo that this might go. The dojo? A wood block key. ואין זבל, בסוף. כולם יודעים שאני אוהב להיות בזבל. Hey, I think it would be wise to look around a bit more. These are bad. I didn't see anything interesting. At least, not as far as the case concerned. Oh! Here's the bathroom. You might have certain articles hanging out to dry. Better not look inside. Okay, as Byakuya?
What?
You wanted to come here, right? So, what is you're looking for? So I just want to find some kind of food here. I thought I might help us understand Kyoto.
Come on.
You can be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here. Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete, something that gives us some sort of direction. Oh, I know! Oh, that could give me something. Huh? What's this?
It's true.
Consider it a symbol of my determination. Don't open it yet. Only open it if something ever happens to me. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Found it! What's in an envelope? Kyoto gave it to me. He said if something ever happened, I should open it.
Interesting.
Something has certainly. So open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and looked inside. Inside is a single piece of paper. Under the sheets,
What?
that's all that was in there. That looks like it. Hamita! But could something originally be hidden under the bed sheets? Why would I didn't expect to find anything, but as I looked up the sheets. What's this? I found a couple of this paper. Class 78, the registry? Mukuro Ikusawa? כן, זה שש, אותו הדבר, זאת אומרת מה שהיה פה זה הפייר של מוקורו איקוסאבה. כמו שהחשתי.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuro Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, it looks like it. It's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster room along with the key. God, you're so annoying. I know you. It was the Eki and Mukuro. Okay, Mukuro Ikusaba. Guys, it sounds the shesh. Mukuro is the shesh of you. That's it. This must be the blank that Monakwan was talking about. Kyoko said a death mode meeting was unappealing, and this is what she looked upon. I have time for your sentimental indulgence. Hurry up and finish up your search. Okay. I made an effort to put myself here, then look down at the profile of this sheet. Name, Mukuro Ikusaba. Sex, female, the ultimate soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over the Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she had received battle training of her own volitation. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Mokuro's profile was added. The ultimate soldier, a mercenary group. It doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different it is. That was how I saw things, as just an ordinary person. But then,
I see.
I never imagined I would feel the name Fenrir in a place like this. You recognize it?
Naturally.
Fenrir Mercenary Crops is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they do have their uses. And they always get the job done. That's remembering. It's all part of the world, totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. And we remember heard that says that Fenrir was already...
Found it!
Wow, fellow heroes are coming up. The big player is becoming our hero.
Oh, it's you!
What?
You found your little hand, yeah?
What?
You found her profile?
So, what if we did?
Hey!
Don't freak out
Come
on
on
me.
now!
I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either. Even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room.
כן. הסיבה שבו קיוקו יכולה להשיג את המפתח את הפייל של מוקורו זה רק בגלל שסקורה שברה את הדלת. לא בגלל שהיא גנבה. אז זה לא השפטה של קיוקו, זה השפטה של סקורה.
Maybe I'll drop her corpse. I'll turn, slice it up and devour it. Where's our omnivorous, you know?
What?
Our rules violations are really so unforgivable. You really couldn't admire about this situation of yours.
Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication, organization, and order. Which is why I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself.
Oh, so you're saying you have to follow your own rules as well?
Of course!
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is. How now can I? On the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in the killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you first got together in the main hallway, back then, there were 15 people there, right? I think that person may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding? Are you saying...
in other words,
there were actually 15 of you?
yes indeed!
The number of the students that were taking part in this killing game were actually 16!
אז מוקורו כן נחשבת לזה. 16? Then...
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Oh! The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of the school now. And so the one making all the regulations is...
Why?
Why?
Huh?
Did I say something?
Why are you telling us this?
Oh, well, because... the killing game is desperately popular. You won't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I want to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up in a hurricane of compliments and hate mail, you know?
Yes indeed!
Make sense?
Well now,
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some for I mentioned yet. And that's it. So I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge? I want you to get back at that sneaky Miss Yiri. I'm gonna share a little secret with ya. Seriously?
hey,
You know when she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, no, anyway, I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars she doesn't want anyone to see. What? Okay, now that's all you get.
Bye! Monokuma's account has been added to the children's. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars?
Wait, so on the back of her hand, the tattoo.
Wait, but no! Monokuma specifically said there were scars, what?
That's why Kyoko wears those gloves, to hide the scars. Which means those fake nails on the corpse.
Are you figuring about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you. It's so dull. Do you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there was a 16 student, right? Which means Mukuro was a student.
That's right.
Obviously. Monokuma is trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one who's creating the rules to the game. But why would he tell us right now?
So what would make things more clear? So there won't be any complaints. Right? But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's
Oh, Regalo. That's why Monokuma revealed that this 16 students. We need to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to this case?
It's certainly
Perhaps
possible.
she is the one who killed Kyoko.
what?
That would explain why would he be half a class trial? If she's a student and she killed someone, that will make her a part of the school killing it. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come up to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought. But, based on what Monokuma told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusawa isn't the culprit.
What makes you say that?
If a Mukuro due to despair was the mastermind's true identity. And if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves? That's a good point.
So in other words,
Mukuro giving us information on the race relations about her would be false, to say the least. It makes more sense instead, thus that Mukuro isn't the culprit. If that's true, then why does to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion? That's what makes sense to me.
The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible if that's really true. If Mukuro isn't killer, then who is?
Well then, I believe our work here is... Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in the way.
I should find out that key into the dojo. And the dojo really are connected.
let's go.
Oh, I'll come. La dojo!
Look at shit! There are wooden lockers. Wood block keys, just like those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like we found in the upper floor. It does go to one of those lockers.
I see.
But girl, do you see the local furthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key. You understand what that means, right?
Probably is the key we found in the locker, right?
That's right.
Well, just try it.
Well, okay. I took out the wood block key and decided the locker's no lock. The locker eagerly accepted the key. And opened. So, arrow. Looks like 10 total.
They look all made of titanium.
Well, quite strong despite how we think they are.
Of course, without a bow, there's nothing but strong little sticks.
Strong sticks. Titanium arrow! Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's what? The way that up both. No. I wonder what this was. Is that blood stain?
I see.
If Please, that means surely related to the kids. Is duct tape related to the kids? But I think it possibly was. Bloody duct tape! I think that's what the locker has to offer for now. Something wrong?
Very strange.
Very odd. The locker was a hiding item that were primarily related to the kids. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim
Why?
of the cops? Okay. Come on! We need to continue to our next one. What next?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on the Fenrir. You mean the mercenary group that Mukuro was part of? But how am I supposed to find out about that? Is it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do the research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right. The archive has all kinds of stuff in the job. Probably because I have access to it.
Let's go.
We have so much time before the time begins. Let's hurry. Ah, it's on my phone. I believe there was a file that I spent years somewhere over here. The episode is now the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. Oh, there we go. It quickly returned with a file.
I see.
Take a look at this. I have no idea what to say. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? סליחה? בישראל לא לומדים צרפתית ביאבויה. אפילו לא בתור מקצועות, אפילו לא בתור מגמות. לא לומדים את זה. Most high schools can't speak French. תודה מקאטו! Well, I'll read it for you. But I expect you to repay your debt. 100 times also. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fight unit based on the Northeast. Unlike the military conductors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers, just like Fenrir. The Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fears into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. These are there are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe that there was mounting initial tension in the group and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? All this sounds just like some kind of alternative reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are a part of our world. The battlefields are much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So, can anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. The principal said about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. A Wolf of Ragnarok! לא היה משהו בנוגע לגופה? יא. לא, זה רק ג'וברס. הנה. Tower of a Dog. וזה יכול גם להיות בתור וולף, כי כלבים באים בעצם משועלים. אז ה-Wolf of Ragnarok נשמע הגיוני. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins this war will get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean Mukuro Ikusaba's profile? זה אומר כל הסיפור הזה שמוקורו איקוסאבה כן היה קשור לזה. זה אומר שרוב הסיכוי מוקורו איקוסאבה היא ה-victim.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena.
מה עכשיו?
It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
למה זה מופיע בתור announcement?
Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial.
Never mind!
So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Bye, Manokuma! The time has come. All we can do now is to uncover the truth during class trial.
That's right.
We're in that way. Let's go. כמה זמן ה-investigation? 45 דקות! Congratulations! אני יכול לעשות את ה-class trial בפרק הזה. אז מה התשובה bullet challenge שנזכור? I'm gonna file exploded body analysis, fake nails, tattoo on the right hand, fragments near the dead body, sprinklers, when the body was found, knife for the crime scene, tarp, chicken cooked chickens, Byakuya's account, body before the explosion, Mukuro Ikusaba's profile, Monokuma's account, woodblock key, titanium arrows with bloody duct tape. Bloody duct tape. Oh boy. בואו נעשה את זה. Whoa! Byakuya and Makoto show up together! What the heck, where have you two been? You just disappeared on the war. We were investigating. How could you not have figured that out by this point? Enough for you guys to go to together? Just the two of you? Huh? Wait, what? Are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and embrace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second! Could show up at any time. And I imagine what else was about to happen. I immediately tensed up, prepared myself. But we started for full 5 minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on? Was Azum on the corner showed up?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again?
What should we do? Should we keep on waiting? Or what?
Jesus!
Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? I made you wait? We got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
In other
I'm waiting
words,
for everyone to arrive. We can start until everyone's here now, can we?
What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We'll all be waiting for you.
Sorry, but you're on. But I've waited 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish them one making us all wait, right? Full agree it's a violation. I'll arrange punishment right now.
If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey,
I'm here. And no room. Kyoko! Kyoko, you're still alive? that's a gross.
If you wanna fight, do it in the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But if it's okay that there is no particular penalty for being late,
Is that
then
right?
you're just fine. What's the school regulations? Am I wrong?
You're so selfish, so spoiled. Right. There's no penalty, officially. But bet you'll be sorry later.
Shing!
No, I mean sure you're sorry later. Anyways, I saw you box onto the elevator. I will be just one step ahead of you.
When Monaco was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko?
Ah,
So you really did that?
Indeed.
Of course I did. My God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps that it's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? That's right. I'm glad they were close. Just stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it there in the car. Well, ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Yes, step away from me. Good go. Who knows what might happen if we take too long?
but
We'll be happy when this trial is over. Well, after everyone piled into the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I need to ask you, where have you been all this time? You used the key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So,
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the door. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monaco completely. Of course, also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I have no idea a body discovery has been discovered. And when did you find out?
So,
Just now, I finished my search and came back down. Just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I came to the trial completely uninformed. Cannot. So that's why you.
However-
late. I'm sorry I kept you all waiting, but if you were on the second floor of the door, then what's the key you found ghosting?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other
I'll
words,
use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Kyoko's account!
just a second.
Hey, what are you doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma!
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we go for the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving your current situation.
It would seem.
Because it's probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So, how would you say it was so crucial to her?
Goodbye.
Well, that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. Just obeying what she said, right? When the elevator should be the last one left, I step into the elevator. אז קיבלתי צ'וטבלט חדש, שנייה. אז קיבלתי רגע צ'וטבלט חדש. קיבלתי את קיוקו's account. And the door slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can imagine getting used to the mild pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In the dusty darkness, nobody said a word, just stood there, silent and still. After an immensely immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth in my eyes. I wasn't illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Oh no. Huh?
I can't wait! I can't
Oh, I've been waiting for this. It's been forever since we got together like this. The time is pointless jokes and jabs have passed.
Thrills!
Let's get on with the show! And so the curtain opens for the fifth time. A deadly judgment, כולם יודעים, a deadly class trial. ברור שאני תמיד שומר לפני הטריאל. סקילס. עכשיו שיש לי יותר מקום, אני יכול לעשות את הדברים. זה הכל נכון? Vocabulary, melodious voice. Lost in thought, cool and composed. זה הכל נכון? כן, זה הכל זהו, סיימתי. תודה רבה שקיבלתי סקירה פה מהינה. אז זה כבר ה-true bullets שלנו היום. המקום הפייל. ה-exploded body analysis של מקודו. ה-fake nails, ה-tattoo on the right hand, fragments near a dead body. Sprinklers when the body was found, never the crime scene. Tarp. Chicken cooked chickens. Byakuya's account. Body before the explosion. Mukuro Kusaba's profile. Monokuma's account. Wood block key. Titanium arrows. Bloody duct tape. The Kyoko's account. Finish preparation. Let's try to begin! בואו נתחיל.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
לפחות אנחנו יודעים שרוב הסיכויים מי שמת זה מוקורו איקוסאבה. רגע, זה לא רוב הסיכויים. 100% זה מוקורו איקוסאבה.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
ייי!
Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Begin!
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim.
Okay.
First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
לול.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Oh boy.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
על מה אתה מדבר?
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
מסכים.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
Yeah.
And let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
What up?
Her traits?
One point that Kyoko's the proofs that the body was developed. Pressing left, Kyoko's face. Kyoko's gloves!
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
מונוקום אמר לביאקויה ומכות את זה.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
כן.
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way the corpse is Kyoko. But if I can prove why, we're gonna stuck in this case, won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to non-stop debate. Go! That took my hand in front of now says fake nail. Fake nails is making it.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Fake nails!
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
Okay, the bell.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No! Fake nails! Go! Countdown הראשון שלנו לפרק של היום.
No. There's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Yeah!
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Yeah!
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
LOL.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
There we go!
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
LOL.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
Go!
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
LOL.
Before anything, we need to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Make your argument. Turn down the right hand. Magish.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
Magish is that tattoo.
then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
כן.
and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
אנחנו יכולים!
A tattoo on the right hand. Let's go.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
Yup!
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
אני לוקח!
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Shut up!
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
יופ! בדיוק זה בדיוק מה שאמרנו.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her
A wolf
master
of
must have
Ragnarok!
made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Hey!
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
If we're going to tattoo to other information, we have the victim's identity that should be clear. Mukuro Ikusaba's profile.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Yep.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
כן.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is Eggman's Gambit. Okay. The Wolf of Ragnarok. Okay, זה קל.
That was easy.
Now I understand.
That was easy. LOL.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
הוולף of Ragnarok. עכשיו זה רק מזכיר לה כתור רגנרוק למי ששראה את הסרט.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge world-ending wolf beast.
כן, זה רגנרוק מפול.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki. And a female giant.
לוקי? מה לוקי קשור פה עכשיו?
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Hey.
Tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir.
שזה אומר שזה מוקורו איקוסאבה!
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right.
Huh?
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
There we go! זה הפתרון של הקייס. מצאנו את הוויקטים. בואו נמשיך הלאה.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
Yep.
I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
היא הייתה בתור אולטימט סולג'ר קודם.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
סולג'ר, לא דיספר.
If I remember correctly, that other information came from...
Kyoko!
That's what you told Makoto, right?
Yep. קורה פה?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba?
שאלה
She's
טובה.
been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
אני שונא את זה, אבל אני חייב להסכים עם זה.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record.
Go.
The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big old brains.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
לא! זה בלתי אפשרי, היו רק 16.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
כן?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Oh boy, here we go again. הגיע הזמן לכאב ראש, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
Get a
go.
hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Go.
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Better when we know we can go with the suspects. Makoto and Kyoko.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
לצערי, כן.
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there.
Yep.
So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
Yep.
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The
Okay.
whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs.
Yep.
All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis...
היא מוקורו, שהיא הוויקטים, ואז קיוקו ומקודו.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Yep.
Exactly so.
So the other suspects are now me and Kyoko. I can't let this stand. Someone have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Oh.
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place.
Okay.
Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
כן.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
שזה היה 9.
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
Yep. So when was the discovered? 9.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Yep. Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. It's probably 9 o'clock now. Okay. Go to get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
Yep.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
7:30!
Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
אבל יש לי alibi בגלל הספרינקלרס! The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 p.m. and I didn't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Well then, it looks like the game has begun. If I can prevent an alibi for that period, I'll just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I didn't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make clear why the body ended up when the body ended up in the garden. לא, יש הספרינקלרס? כן, יש אצל הספרינקלרס, יופי.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
Yep.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
כן.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
No! Oh my god! That's it.
We've established a time. It took place somewhere and 9 o'clock in... Yep, and Makoto...
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Oh, okay, I knew that. That's something that happens in the garden every time in the morning. When you get back, the coast is dry.
We've established a time frame for them. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock.
No!
That's wrong! איפה שתנאים לזה? נתתי בתשובה, לא נתתי איפה.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Yep.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
Yep.
The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right?
Okay.
So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Okay.
Hold on. I remember this part perfectly.
Go.
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Hey.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Hey.
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean?
Again!
Denying the sprinkler? Are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Hey!
Man, you're totally wacko.
Hey.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I think it wasn't the sprinkler stuck on the body went. All I have to do now is to hit up with certain evidence and that should do it. Look at the body itself, that should make it clear. זה moment of truth, נכון? Moment of truth all coming Toko, oh my god.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything.
Yes!
How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
Okay, it's consider. Okay, explore body analysis. Okay, יופי, תודה.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
לא יהיה חלק במומנט התשוב שבו בעצם כן היה צריך לשאול את התשובה?
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
Yep.
If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Okay.
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
Hey!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on.
Go!
The reason only the top half was wet was because
Okay, that.
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers
Aha.
didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place
בין 7:30 ל-9.
sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
סוף כל סוף.
Means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
Yep.
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Yay!
The only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Oh. Ah, okay. Kyoko's the only one with an alibi, which means that Mukuro's killer is. Oh, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
Huh? Go.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Okay. Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
תכף עכשיו אין יותר מולץ. לא היה יותר מולץ, לא לקייס הזה. בכלל לא היה בכלל מולץ לקייס הזה.
This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
Huh?
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
רגע. ממתי הקלאס טראלס היו בטיים לימיט? עכשיו שאני חושב על זה. למה הוא רוצה ישר לקפוץ לבולינג? מה זה קורה?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway,
Go.
Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Go.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
אבל היא הייתה בקומה השנייה. של הדורט.
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
הגיוני.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
מה לעשות? מה אתה עושה פה?
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
Huh?
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
מה זה קורה פה?
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
So it's like a suit to cover the body? Think of this. A towel?
I got it!
Okay.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
אוי, לא. עכשיו אין לי יותר אלביי.
In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Hey, what the hell? Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want me to look like I'm the killer? I can't think about it right then. That's hard. if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp doesn't touch the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
Oh!
And what might that be?
I can wonder about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I don't know if what Kyoko said. הצד השני הוא לגמרי ריק! אבל הוא לא אמור להיות מלוכלך בדם? body before the explosion, נכון?
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side...
לא! מה? Oh my god.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from...
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
Okay.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Sir! Excuse me!
Shoot!
By covering the body with the killer prevented it from...
So the reason the tarp was only dirty is because the sprinkler got...
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless.
It's because that side was protected since it was facing down toward them. Of course it didn't get dirty!
Oh, the Kazoo! Wow!
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Yep.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right?
Okay.
Yakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they
Lama
would
no
have washed
nasa
both
study.
sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh! Yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The body was camouflage.
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
אני חושב שאני יודע.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
גם, אני עוד חשבתי על התרנגולות.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
כן.
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
I got blood right in the garden, which must mean... A chicken cooked chickens! Let's go.
Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens.
Okay.
But after the murder, there were only 4.
אז כן היו 5 ויצא 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
Okay.
That's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Hey!
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You
Go.
said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
Okay.
But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
Yep.
The ground was completely clean.
Yep.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
Huh?
Covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
אני עם הינה, אני מבולבל קצת.
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp.
Okay.
Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This
Okay.
series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
אז רגע, היא רוצה לשים אותי בתור השם! לא, 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 לא! איך בדיוק אני אהיה בעצם חולה, ואז אחרי זה עכשיו כולם מתחילים להשיב אותי לרצח שאפילו לא עשיתי? מה קורה פה?
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe. But still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
למה שהיא תנסה להרוג אותי?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
היי!
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
מה אני אעשה עכשיו? And the suspicion goes back on me again. But why? Why is he trying to entrap me? And there's this guy. This guy's dead body.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
Okay.
Serious, man? Which one of them did it?
מה קורה פה? אני מבולבל.
Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't
Go!
just stand there. Out with it.
Go!
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
It's one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right?
אוי לא, עכשיו עומדים להאשים אותי בגלל הסכין הזה. תודה רבה על הסכין הזה, יא מטומטמים!
According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
אוי, למה? לא הכל.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
כל מי שראה את הפרק הקודם אמור לדעת שזה לא קרה. Listen, more important, now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let cop top keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might be up to. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Me? Okay! קיוקו היא המרושעת שקרנית.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
אבל זה היה רעיון של קיוקו שאני אקח את הסכין הזה.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure what exactly happened last night. I know, maybe, really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
בגלל שאתם עשיתם אותי suspicious, יא מטומטמים!
The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
אתם הכרחתם אותי לקחת את הסכין הזה! That's everything up to now. Should be able to fix it here. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer!
הכל! זה כבר לא הגיוני! The body does... Okay,
The
go!
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
כן.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
לא!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
רגע, מה הצ'ופרנס? We've already established that a coat was put on his body after the doctor's removed. The knife was pressed into the
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
this guy's body, רגע!
I was
If he did have that, that seals it. Just because I had that automatic?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
לא!
No, that's wrong.
סוף כל סוף!
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
סוף כל סוף!
That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it. Right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
אז הסכין היה שם אחר כך!
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Yes!
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
סוף כל סוף! איזשהו אלבה יותר טוב למען השם!
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
as if I down! The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The condition of the body was written down for anyone to see. Written down! The Monokuma file? Let's go!
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Yay!
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Hey!
And the knife
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Woo!
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her.
אולי... סוף כל סוף יש אלבי שלא יפגע בי בתחת אחר כך.
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her.
Oh boy.
It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
Yep.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but
Go.
what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Huh.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
Go!
Talia, I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
יש את זה בצ'ופרנס, נכון? מה זה לא רוצה לעשות הגמנט again, but... Fragments near dead body. אז עכשיו יש לי את הסקייל של בודי. אז אומר fragments near dead body, רוב הסוגים מה שאני צריך לקרוא.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Go! There's no one explanation I can think of. The explosion. יופי, תודה, נתת בדיוק הסתכלתי על זה. fragments near dead body!
After after the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Yep.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
על מונוקומה השבור.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
Yep.
It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Yep.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto.
Yep.
And the only one who would benefit from that is the
Kyoko.
only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
וזה מסביר למה קיוקו רצה שאני אקח את הסכין.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
Huh?
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true.
צד אחר
It's
כן.
definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate.
אם הסכין לא רצח אותה, ואם הפיצוץ לא רצח אותה, מה נותר במונוקומה? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. זאת אומרת שזה לא קשור לפצצה. The victim was stabbed a single time with a knife, which is completely to the body, אמרנו שזה חלק מהדיסקייז. They also been stuck with a heavy object about as thick as a little pipe, and the body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Okay. אז זה יכול להיות הוונד זה שאחר כך עם הזמן הרג אותה. Or an object as thick as a metal pipe.
It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Or debate, okay, יופי. מונוקומה 5.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
Go!
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
כן, 100%.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
Yep.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
כן.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
לא, אוקיי, זה האחרון גם ככה. אוקיי, go.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
אני צריך לקרוא הכל, אני לא מבין
The
קצת.
victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
הנה, the victim's injury. איך שכחתי מהמכניקה הזאת? רגע.
She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file,
אוקיי.
that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back
לא,
of her head.
לא, אוקיי, אני יודע. עכשיו אני יודע.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife. And then there's only one other
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
לא? מה אני צריך לעשות פה?
Then, shall we continue the debate? The
אולי
victim's
אני אלך עד
fatal...
The
הסוף.
explosion didn't kill
Well, yeah.
and it wasn't then
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife was covered up and all these other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Which only leaves...
Then, shall we continue the victim's fatal...
the explosion didn't kill
Well, yeah.
and it wasn't then there's only
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her
Hit
head.
on back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
Then shall we continue the victim's fatal injury has yet to be
So Kosoff, I get 1 HP! Yes!
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
Yep,
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
yep.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Oh,
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
yep.
Then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Okay.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
Lol.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
אין שום דבר שמטור שהשתמשו בשביל הרצח.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
Hey.
Thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on
Hey!
the ground and
דוקו, בבקשה להירגע.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
ברצינות?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Go.
we already know? I knew we could count on you,
Oh
Master.
my god.
So what was it?
מתי שיפסיקו לקרוא? מתי שיפסיקו להשתמש בסימפ הזה תקראו לי?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Okay. The real murder weapon. A titanium arrows.
I got it!
Let's go.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that's what killed her.
Yep.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Yep.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Yep.
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right.
Hey.
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
אוקיי, אפשר כבר להירגע עם שני הבנות האלה? I don't blame him for doubting it, because there's one more thing about the weapon. One more secret. A duct tape! A duct tape! What is duct tape?
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right?
Yep.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are
Okay.
you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thick.
אם זה לא היה מחולק בקבוצה של חצים, ואם זה היה רק חץ אחד.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
אני חושבת שנעשה סייב. אני יכולה לעשות סייב? אני אעשה סייב למקרה חירום. אני לא יודע מה יכול לקרות.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape.
Yep.
The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
Yeah.
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
וזה מה שגרם לרצח של מוקורו.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon.
בסוף.
As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Okay.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to
המוות של כולם.
The death of us all, remember?
ידעתי.
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
Aha. I have evidence? Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. Must be connected to that dojo locker. Wood key!
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb.
Haha.
That key is just the final piece of the puzzle.
What? Hold on! Oh my god! זה מלכודת! החרא הזה הוא פאקינג מלכודת! זה היה מלכודת כל הזמן הזה! איך לא ידעתי את זה?
Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
יש לי דרך שאני יכול להסביר את זה. ביאקויה לקח את המפתח לחדר של קיוקו בערך באותו הזמן שהיה את הארוחת ערב. A.K.A. מתי שטוקו לקחה את הסכין ונתנה אותו למקוטו. אז זה אומר שקיוקו היא לא רוצחת כל עוד היא לא השתמשה במפתח.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her.
Go.
Kyoko, I want you to tell me something.
Okay.
Last night, you were in my room, weren't you?
Yeah.
Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
Explain.
I was just protecting you.
Huh?
What?
She was protecting me? Then doesn't mean she... She knew I was being attacked. And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... She killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
אני אעשה סייבות נוספות. אני לא יודע למה אני עושה תמיד כל הסייבים האלה, זה לא רגיל בשבילי. אבל מרגיש כאילו זה אמור להיות איזשהו מלכודת.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it.
כן, המפתח, מה שלפני רגע אמרתי.
Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
What? Bianca, you should know better than anyone? Does that mean... What does that mean? המפתח! בדיוק מה שאני חשבתי! When the body was found.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
בוא נתחיל את explanation.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room. Correct. But could I really have done that?
Wait, Kyoko gave her rope with Bianca, right? Which would only mean...
Those words you just...
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone.
Byakuya, what are you...
Master would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, that's wrong.
Yes!
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Yep.
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I
Okay.
see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in.
אבל כן היה לה דרך להיכנס.
Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're
boy.
finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. Trying to save herself in such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was that a deeper meaning in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Why? I can't let that happen. It's in a trap the mastermind has set for us. המלכודת! מה שאני חשבתי. The mastermind's trap. אני לא חושבת שאני מסוגלים לעשות סייב. אני מרגיש כאילו אני נכנס למשהו מסוכן. The mastermind's is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I? The mastermind's trap? The victim was Mukuro and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend all time trying to avoid danger, you will never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we'll have no choice. Am I wrong? What should I do? I have to decide right now! Right here, right now! And whether or not expose Kyoko's lie. Instead of I let it go run away. לאן הווי נשמע מטומטם? לא. נראה לי שאני אעשה let go. לא בגלל השיר של לשבות הקרח. אבל... כן. אני מרגיש כאילו פרסיוד עליי הביא אותי למקום טיפה יותר בעייתי. קדימה, let go, let go. Let it go! אני להשאיר פה בגלל קופירייט! I made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal?
אוקיי, אז בגלל שאני בחרתי בטיימליין הזה, אני מוכן לעשות סייב פה. אז יש לי פה שני טיימליינס. זה נראה לי הפעם היחידה שבו יהיה לי גישה לשתי טיימליינס. וזה רוב הסיכויים הדרך היחידה שזה יישאר ככה. אז אם אני אחזור לפה אחר כך בשביל האופציות האחרות, אני לא אהיה מופתע.
Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
רגע, לפני שאני אסדר את זה, אוקיי,
I see. So you still refuse to accept it.
Okay.
I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
כן.
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time.
כן.
I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
Yep.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
אתם רציניים איתי. עכשיו אני הולך להיות פה אשם על משהו שלא עשיתי על ידי רוצח שבא על ידי רוצח לא ידוע. ואני פה מקבל את הסתירות. אומייגאד, אני הולך למות. אומייגאד, עשיתי את הבחירה הלא נכונה. בוא פשוט תראה את האנדינג.
It had to be Makoto, right?
אני פשוט הולך לעשות את זה לאנדינג, לא אכפת לי.
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong.
אין לי כוח לשנות את הסייב עכשיו.
Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial.
Okay.
And Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
לא היה הגבלות זמן! מה אתה רוצה?
Huh? Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
בדיוק!
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time.
Oh my
So
God.
then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you.
אני הולך למות!
Voting time?
אוקיי, לפחות שמות עדיין על הפרפקט סקור שלי. עם 85 טוקנס. ייי! אני הולך למות! הדבר הכי טוב בעולם! ייי! כולם עומדים לרצוח אותי! גם אנקומה וגם כולם בחרו בי! ייי! הדבר הכי טוב בעולם! ייי! אומייגאד, למה... רגע. למה זה רע לי את הסוף? של הקורט? מה?
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
למען השם. איזה יופי! אני הולך למות! הדבר הכי טוב בהיסטוריה! ייי! What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Oh. Everyone, you're wrong! You've got it all wrong! I didn't do it!
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone! Good job!
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. בלתי אפשרי! No way to hell! I know that's not true! None of this makes any sense! This whole trial doesn't make any sense! מה זה ההיגיון פה?
Hey!
It makes perfect sense! Stop the הפה שלך! Shing! It's the same as always! It's just like all the other glass trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way!
Drills!
Time for a
Drills!
hard-running,
Kills!
positive, and railing punishment!
Wait! What? Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
You little bastard. מרושעת! Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
No way, no way. Oh. Oh! ייי! Game over! כל הכבוד! אני הולך למות! יש! מה זה? מה קורה פה? כן, רוצים להרוג אותי. עומדים למחוץ אותי בעזרת מכונה. וואו. ואני לומד גם על איך הדבר הזה עובד. זה לא מזכיר את הדברים האלה שהיו בעבר כאילו חתכו את הראש של האנשים בעבר? אוקיי, מה השם של האקסקיושן? כי לכל אקסקיושן יש שם. מה השם של זה? מה? זה כבר נהיה illogical. רואים לזה היה פסקול 10. אוקיי. ייי. אני לומד על איך נולדים ילדים ביפנית. ואני הולך להימחץ למוות. ייי! איזה דבר טוב! אומייגאד, אני הולך למות. מה? Alter Ego! Alter Ego, please, 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 please! Yes! Yo! Oh my god! שרדתי! What the hell? וואו! מה זה? יש! אני בחיים! יש! אומייגאד! כן, למיס, הבנו שאתה משחק בקונטר סטרייק, למען השם. יש! אני בחיים! אני בחיים! יש! אומייגאד! אומייגאד! יש! אני בחיים! לפחות יש לי את הפוטנציאל להישאר בחיים! יש! What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Yeah, it has to be. Alter Ego. Alter Ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? Must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this. Oh my god.
It would seem...
It seems you finally hit me. Calculation. No, the means calculated in the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you already won? I barely got a thing. It's a bit, an inch. This stupid virus is gone now. Got it? So is my cutout. If you didn't get smashed and flat, you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in garbage store beat. In a way that's even better. That's even a better special punishment. אז יש סיכוי שמכות אותה בחיים. But it's still not enough. It's still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. רגע, זה רק 5 אלה. בתור מי אני משחק עכשיו? אם אני בכלל משחק בתור מישהו. See, gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? What the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other
Now
words...
it's the masterminds doesn't get
What did you say?
Talking about. You
So,
understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers, all of the other buildings in this bustling urban area. Like the school stands at the center of the entire crowd. זה ההתחלה של המשחק! בואו תסתכל על מי. כן, זה בחזרה מההתחלה של המשחק! זה ההתחלה של המשחק, תתחילי. חזרנו להתחלה עוד פעם. מה? What? Where am I? אוקיי, זה חזר להתחלה. Oh! זה חדש! Finally. And I finally feel my mind and body start to come back to it again. And then, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell, because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell! I was in a vast dark cavern, with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. Some kind of an underground garbage bin. The heck of situation I find myself in. And that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck here there until I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. I have to what my good friends went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. Alter ego, save me. תסתכל, אני אדם בחיים. Oh my god, אני לא מאמין. איזה מזליסט, ייי! And he used, this is just a little bit, the last little bit of strength to do it. So I can't give up now, for myself and for my friends. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking around the way out of here. Huh? That's a rocket, a tank. I'm not thinking about much what I'm seeing down here. זה לא היה בתחילת המשחק? This is a desk. Probably the one that fell down here with me. Oh! Is that an airplane? How did something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? It's locked. No matter how many times I push or pull or kick at it, it didn't budge. You know, it isn't going to be that easy. Oh, if I'm not getting here out of here anytime soon, I said to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here. It's all rotten. But that was promised too. Let's just search for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. Block in all sides. And that's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive! As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up! And making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve that little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had have to be passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. It was like waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, What fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. Huh? What the? Strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I searched the pile of garbage, just in it forming into an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it be? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? Carefully stretched my hand out forward to whatever that was that tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was. Kyoko! Hey!
It smells awful.
Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. You've got a bit of garbage on your hair. She gave her head a quick shake to get rid of the trash and face me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. When you talk once you're finished. I'll have a mine! Yay! Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Once again, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. I really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I was able to keep going forward is all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Hey, Kyoko! But Kyoko, why did you come to rescue me?
So...
Pay a debt. Or no. To atone. Atone?
You...
Then they try. Even though you know I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
And even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I
abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same to you.
However...
But listen, it's not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason I had to survive without the cops. Go! Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
So that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope Spring Academy for one very important reason. Go! So you had some reason to come for coming to Hope Speak?
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did. Once. Once? Until recently. I forgot what it was. Forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible! Amnesia? Then... is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at school? The first thing? We're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation with myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Back on it, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I forgot. I couldn't remember why I come to school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems so much convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive that it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they do? Why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because it's for my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the master's plan. But the masterman just stole it from you?
However,
And it could also somehow create a memory that would connect to the mystery of the school. Yeah, the masterman. Which is what I had to get him back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But what is... But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that, and we all worked together once, the master would have noticed for the way. Plus, there's always a chance that the master is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, that might be too big of a deal. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind is one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look for into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit of what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because don't get me wrong, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. That was just an intuition, but... Oh, I see. Your intuition was right there. There's no way an ordinary kid like me would be able to be the mastermind.
I understand. I
Oh!
should understand everything.
חזרה לחלום!
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even though I still trust you, it's just I'm not used to relying on others,
correct.
and I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced to think that was just her personality. You said you're the reason doing all the investigation on your own. So how did that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I
So,
think there's still a lot I can remember. I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability.
I...
Ability? What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. The ultimate detective?
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope Speak Academy was there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope Speak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What the hell? אז קודם כל אני נשאר בחיים. ואז אחרי זה. ההדמאסטר הוא בעצם האבא של קיוקו?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope Speak. Kyoko's dad is Hope Speak's headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
I...
I'll find a way.
Huh?
No
I...
matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
no matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on?
I...
My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose was coming here to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there is no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said that. I only said what I felt based on what I've seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see there?
So,
The room has been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone would there know where anything was happening. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption. Yes, to confirm my suspicion. I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I found. But why there? Because I found this in the hammer. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope Speak Academy. I found it in the headmaster along with Mokuro's profile and that key. The map that showed the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private home there. I assure that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is,
I...
the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school, it is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get a chance soon enough. Sounds like it must be important, but really ominous.
However,
Of course, okay. Which is why I had no idea what was going down in this building. It has to do with Mokuro and Kusama, doesn't it?
however,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't me either. You know, you're right, but that just means everyone back here and me had an alibi. So who did kill her?
anyway,
But I can't say for sure that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class job of Mokuro Kusama was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. Was? Mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. I mean, because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly.
In other words,
The mastermind is about me. Adamant about following the rules. And with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind himself is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Kusama. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have been the victim. It could have been you, Mukuro. Hey! I could become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... during the night?
I...
I can hear them, you know. Footsteps to the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally drives me to places just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened before. I was in the dorms and I had this sense of dread. I was down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the court. I gave chase right away, and as I followed it, I saw a shadow. The shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran to your room and I saw what was happening. I entered it immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. then but that left whoever the master silent was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And the murder was disguised, and the dojo key went up in the room. With all the work of the mastermind, and attempt to use the class trial to eliminate it. So all this means that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have any conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if it's true. Even the mastermind will kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but that doesn't create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the black structure and kill you because they created the fear, right?
Correct.
You're right. It's not just Mukuro. They need the black structure to me. And see, still, somebody evil too in your group. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does that mean?
In other words,
So the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
There's a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. Other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not.
Indeed.
Think about it. Ultimate despair seems to indicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest off and most tragic event in history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that? They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
This people whose only pursuit and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
I make no mistake. They're the root of all this evil, of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. Oh my god! מתי יתחיל כבר צ'פטר 6 בשביל שאני יכול לעשות סייב? That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Frozen Mile dies, pain of junk food junkie. The end. 6. TBC. Dream Island Rocket. Whoa. 5 alive. אני שומר את זה בטיימליין השני, כמובן. אוקיי. אני מצטער על כל זה, אבל אני הולך לסיים את הפרק של היום פה. כי סוף כל סוף הגענו לצ'פטר 6, אז לא צריכים לדאוג. אז כן, בוא נסיים את הפרק בבקשה. אם אני רוצה לעשות... רגע, לא, רגע. אם אני רוצה לעשות זה, צ'פטר 5 אין, מתי יש טרייל? בואו נלך לפה. אז רגע, יש לי גישה לצ'פטר 5, נכון? פה. כן, יש לי גישה לצ'פטר 5. Welcome to despair. Survive. Boys of despair. The next generation legend. Stand tall galactic hero. All-star abilities. Management dash. Pain of junk food junkie. ואז נתנו עוד 2 צ'פטרים. ייי. זה מה את אומרת שאפשר בעצם לסיים את הפרק שלנו פה. אוקיי, וואו. איך שרדתי את זה? וואטאבר. טוב, אז אני אסיים את הפרק של היום פה, אז מקווה שנהנתם. כאן ירין. אני לא הולך לעשות פרק בעוד כמה ימים, ותהיו מוכנים לסיפור שלי לסיפור שלי כשדר. בזמן הקרוב. מישהו לסיים את כל השאר. אז, כאן ירין וירין, אאוט. ביי חברים!